So My Hero Academia Chapter 416 is finally out, and with it, the story takes some twists and turns, showing us the world's perspective on Midoriya and Shigaraki's fight, as well as taking us all the way back to a memory Shigaraki forgot, or at the very least, wanted to forget. And so, without further ado, let's jump right into My Hero Academia Chapter 416, titled Force Your Way Through Izuku Midoriya. This chapter opens up exactly where the last chapter left off, with the astonishing imagery of Midoriya black and bloodied rushing in to land another attack on Shiggy, as off in one of UA's shelters, Eri is running off to try and save her beloved hero. Although before the little girl can get very far, she is stopped by Ectoplasm, who informs the girl with nothing but the best intentions that her plan won't work, as not only is she hundreds of kilometers away from where Midoriya and Shigaraki are fighting, with no way of traveling fast thanks to the damage Dabi, Maki, and All For One did to the underground transportation system, but she also has no energy left in her quirk to rewind Midoriya, which Ectoplasm explains is why they haven't been able to use her quirk on the likes of Aizawa to heal both his eye and his leg. Wow, she really is a get out of jail free card, isn't she? Also, look at that Zawa, he's so proud of his kid. Ectoplasm then reassures Eri that he understands how she is feeling, but all they can do now is believe in Deku. Eri then looks back over to the screen showing Midoriya and Shigaraki's fight as she remembers telling an ever adorable Midoriya her dreams, who of course reacts in the most perfect way possible, saying she has motivated him to be even better. And she puts her hand on the small horn on her head and starts to cry. However, as she does so, another hand appears and holds onto her hand, pulling it away from the horn. This other hand belongs to none other than Kota, the little boy Midoriya saved from Muscular. Kota, watching Midoriya fight, still holding on to Eri's hand, and with tears in his eyes, tells Eri that it's okay to cry, as the hero Deku is always crying, and that inspires him, since he's also a cry baby. There is then a brief shot of the civilian that didn't want Midoriya to return to UA, watching the absolutely vicious fight Midoriya is in, remembering his words will bring it all back. The story then cuts to the outside of the now fully landed UA, where we see heroes such as Monoma being carried away on stretchers to safety, hopefully, as well as Momoya Yorozu and Kaminari arm in arm, battered and bruised, watching Midoriya's fight on a phone. Here, Momo comments how she is worried about Midoriya going into his dark form once again, and Kaminari says that both he and Kirishima are definitely the cliche characters in the story who say things like, "Not to worry, I trust that guy." However, in seeing Midoriya fight for his life and go this far beyond his limits, Kaminari can't help but get teary-eyed, as he says that although he knows Midoriya is the strongest in the world right now, he doesn't feel the same way about him as he did about All Might. Kaminari, with tears now flowing, asks Yao Momo, "Does me being worried mean that I don't trust Midoriya?" Showing that despite Midoriya's status as essentially the world's strongest hero, Kaminari still worries and cares for his friend's safety. The story then cuts all over, showing the condition of some of the other heroes. We see over at Gunga that Froppy is okay, but Ochako is being carried away in a helicopter and is in dire need of medical assistance. A reporter rushing over to the devastated Hawks and Tokoyami informs the heroes that robots have been dispatched to rescue all of the wounded, and Hawks, also thinking about what Ochako did, starts to remember what he said before. If each of us started thinking about everyone. In these flashes around, we also see Lady Nagant awake and with Rocklock, who asks Nagant why she is helping Deku, to which she replies that he opened up her heart, and because he is a hero who does what villains hate the most. He takes the hard way and doesn't see anyone as entirely good or entirely evil, but he sees them as people. And while this may cause him to suffer a lot in the process, it can't help but make you want to root for him. And as she says this, we also get this double spread panel of crowds of people watching the tremendously determined Midoriya fight for the sake of the entire world, as a single timid voice in the crowd calls out, "Do your best." The story then finally cuts back to Midoriya and Shigaraki's fight, where Izuku is once again about to land another brutal punch on Shigaraki, as Shiggy reaches out his own hand and screams out, "Don't come any closer," which is extremely reminiscent of exactly what Shigaraki's father did moments before Shiggy took his life. And as if this reaction warped reality itself, as Midoriya makes contact with Shigaraki once again, the world around him shifts entirely. And instead of being in front of Shiggy, Midoriya finds himself alone, back in his school uniform with his backpack on, in front of the Shimura family house. And that's it for chapter 416. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like. For more content like this, subscribe to the Lunchtime Crew. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. It's lunchtime.